stress, but people all over the world get stress. And actually, it's part of the human condition to experience stress. A certain amount of stress is actually good for us to help us be able to perform better, to grow, to flourish, and to become resilient. But if we allow stress to permeate our lives in a chronic way, then it's going to impact our total mind, body, and spiritual health. So tomorrow is Stress Awareness Day, and the reason for having a Stress Awareness Day is to, according to the International Stress Management Association, is to raise awareness about stress, to make it be known that stress is actually something that can impact us and eventually can impact our mental health. And one of the core missions behind the International Stress Management Association is to really reduce or get rid of the stigma around how chronic stress can impact our mental health, and therefore, getting rid of the stigma around mental health as well. All right, so what is stress? I'm sure everybody who is here on this video call or listening or somewhere in Facebook, I'm sure you've experienced some sort of stress sometime in your life. And I'm also sure that you've had what's called acute stress. Could be maybe an acute stress could be if you're a driver, you've been stuck in traffic and you feel like you're going to be late for your next appointment and there's this traffic, that's stress. Okay. And there's also chronic stress where, maybe you've had such a busy, crazy busy, overwhelming, demanding type work situation, and it just keeps compounding and compounding and compounding, which eventually impacts your ability to sleep, eat, relate to others, and be able to just find a sense of peace in your mind. So those are just examples of the different types of stress. And because everybody perceives stress in a different way, there's going to be many different descriptions or definitions of what stress is. And according to the stress.org, some people, they would describe stress as a physical, mental, or emotional strain or tension. I've experienced that. I don't know about you. I certainly have. Another common definition or description of what stress is a condition or a feeling experience when a person perceives that demand exceeds the personal and social resources the individual is able to mobilize. So basically, it's beyond what you think you could handle, and that creates stress. And just a little bit of a statistics, this is from 2017. And whenever, just an aside, whenever somebody is sharing with you any type of research or statistics, it's always good to know a few things. And I'm sure you all know this already. Knowing that the resource is reputable, and also just knowing that the research data is pretty recent. So a pretty recent would be like within the 5-year span, okay? And also what's good to know is to look at the research and also to relate it to what's going on in the world right now. I say that only because these are the findings from the American Psychological Association, which is a very solid, reputable association. And in 2017, these are their findings on the most common sources of stress. So 60 to 63% was concerned the common source of stress is they felt was the future of our nation. And then number 2 is 62% worried about money, 61% worried about work, 57% political climate, 51% violence and crime. And for those of you who could be, thinking, okay, well, these are very pertinent, these are pertinent topics, factors that's going on in this time. And today, because it's election day, I would say that maybe if we were to look at if we were to poll everybody right now in a nation, maybe number 4 would go up, or maybe come close to or be in tied with number 1, which is the future of our nation. So, always knowing what's going on in the world in the context of what you're viewing the statistics is very important. But I just shared this with you because these are pretty much the same type of stressors that's been impacting us regardless of what's going on in the world. All right, so there's a lot of words here. But these are what happens to our body, the areas of our body, the systems in our body that gets affected when we experience stress. And so the number one here is the nervous system. When we're stressed, it says physically or psychologically, the body suddenly shifts its energy to in a fight or flight or freeze mode. Okay, so this is to accommodate the acute, a stress that just came on. So again, when we're talking about stress, it's good to know the factors. It's good to know the person perceiving it. And also, it's also good to know how long that stress is staying with that person, because our human body is made to be resilient. It's made to survive. It's made to stay alive. So because of those factors, our amazing body system, all of a sudden, when it perceives stress, it will kick into a mode where it's going to make it so efficient for our mind and our body to act fast. Okay, so imagine if we were in a burning building. We see that, we know we might die. So our body will just kick into gear. It's going to release a lot of hormones that's going to allow us to really get that extra energy jolt to help us get out of that building. It's going to keep our energy reserves so that way we're using our energy efficiently, so that way we can get out of that building. It's going to make it so that, again, bottom line, it shuts down some parts of our body system, so that way our energy is used more efficiently to help this body become safe. Now imagine if our body perceives, it may not be, but perceives that maybe it's in a burning building all the time, or it just feels like it's under a lot of stress all the time. So all those energy, all those body systems that's supposed to be just working in an acute phase, in an acute stage, imagine it working all the time for many days or many weeks or many months or many years. Eventually, there's going to be a fatigue. Eventually, it's going to create some sort of a health condition that's going to make it so that our body is going to be in disharmony. Okay, I hope that makes sense, because once again, our stress hormones, our ability to survive and to live, those are meant in our body. Those systems are meant to be able to kind of keep us alive in an acute phase. But if we strain those same systems, that's only supposed to work short term to keep us alive. If we strain it, then we're going to create a condition that could be a state of chronic stress, maybe burnout, maybe compassion fatigue, maybe PTSD. It all depends on what that stress is, how that person perceives the stress, and also the person's history. Were they raised in an environment where there was a lot of trauma? Were they raised in an environment where they were neglected? So those are all factors that can also compound on that person's ability to perceive, respond, and react to stress. So going back to the nervous system, so yes, our nervous system will get impacted, but its main goal is to really get us out of there. So that way we're in a state of alertness. Our adrenaline gets released. So that way we just kind of run as fast as we can. So that way we are kept safe. Our musculoskeletal system, our muscles, when it's under stress, the muscles tenses up. It's almost like it's in a state of a fight. So that way it's able to kind of leave and bolt when it needs to. But once again, with chronic stress, if a person is always tense like this, then they're going to create some sort of muscle tension in their body, maybe a frozen shoulder, neck and shoulder pains, maybe jaw pain, maybe low back pain. So once again, just taking your journey, your stress journey, or whatever it is that you're experiencing in your life, and just kind of noticing how different stress is impacting you is so important. The more you're able to recognize what factors causes you stress and how your body reacts to stress, is the more you're able to take care of your body when your body needs the attention. So that way it's not too late when you're attending to the needs of the body. You're able to attend to the needs of the body regularly. So that way you're not allowing chronic stress to impact your mind and body system. With the cardiovascular, I'm sorry, I skipped the respiratory. The lung system, with stress, you breathe harder and more rapidly. Okay, there's a hyperventilation that happens. But again, that's with acute stress. But with chronic stress, a stress that's not released or taken care of, people can have panic attacks. Okay. So cardiovascular, your heart and circulatory system with acute stress, there is, your heart rate increases and your blood pressure kind of goes up a little bit. But with chronic stress, that impacts your heart rate and also your blood pressure. So I think you understand pretty much how the body system is made to be able to help you survive. But when these systems are on on the stress fighting mode all the time, then there's a fatigue that happens. Okay, some people get maybe adrenal fatigue, or they just feel like exhausted and emotionally, mentally, physically exhausted, and they may get they might be more likely to be mindless when they're doing different things, and perhaps get into unintentional injuries or make rash decisions. So it's very important to recognize stress you're experiencing and how your body's responding to it, so that way you can attend to it. All right. Oops. All right. So in the prior programs, I've shared different techniques to help reduce stress. So we will be doing the 2-to-1 breathing exercise. I'm going to just go over these slides real quickly, so that way I can get off of the slide share and be able to put myself on the gallery mode, just so I could see you all. But rest assured, the camera is highlighting me, so that way you're not on the camera. We'll also be doing a body scan exercise, which is always a nice exercise. And another way to reduce stress is, I call it connect and disconnect. All right. So whenever we're experiencing some sort of stress, it's always good to connect with others, because we're social beings, we're human beings. So, it's good to be able to check on somebody, or to be able to share with somebody how you're feeling. That's a positive way of managing your stress, because that way you don't feel alone. Your mind doesn't go, sometimes the mind kind of ruminates and starts playing tricks. So it's always good to touch base with a friend, a colleague, somebody that you trust. So call somebody or check on somebody. So that way you know that they're okay. The disconnect part is knowing the people who are causing you more stress, okay, or situations that's causing you more stress, or maybe activities that's causing you more stress. So disconnecting from those is very important as well. So that way you're not adding fuel to the fire, if that makes sense. So knowing who to connect with and that you trust, that cares about you, or checking on somebody that you trust and you care about is very important. It's very important. Likewise, it's also very important to disconnect from those who will cause you more stress, because just like right now there's so many different things going on in the media, social media, it could be television. There's just so many different sadness, tragedy, fear, worry, anxiety out there. The last thing you need to do is to spend your waking hours attending or being immersed in that. So protecting how you manage your day and your evening is so important. So if you need to, please filter out any people, if you can, or activities that's going to add more stress into your life. Because the more you're able to manage your stress levels, the more you're able to take care of your body even better, and the more you're able to enhance the function of your immune system. Because when we are under stress, especially chronic stress, it impacts our immune system. And as we all know, with what's going on now with the cold and flu season, and of course the pandemic and the numbers going up, it's really important for us to be able to find as many healthy ways, self-care ways to protect our whole body, to boost our immune system. And I love this quote by Dr. Fred Rogers: "In the times of stress, the best thing we can do for each other is to listen with our ears and our hearts, and to be assured that our questions are just as important as our answers." So he's just such a lovely person. And, his quotes are very inspirational and just very, it's very meaningful. All right. So again, if you have any questions, type them up in the chat, but I'm going to try to get off of this screen sharing here. All right. All right. All right, so let's do some stress reduction exercise, because, these are skills that's very important to do right now. And they could be skills that we've done before, but you know what? The name of the game is the more we're able to keep practicing simple and practical skills, that's going to help us find some sort of a sense of peace, groundedness, solace is so important. Okay, so right now, what I would love to do is do a breathing exercise, the 2-to-1 breathing exercise. All right, so what we'll do is we'll breathe in through the nose, and we'll hold the breath, and then we'll exhale. When we exhale, we'll be exhaling out twice the length that we breathe in. All right, so I will count and just follow my lead, okay? So we're going to breathe in through the nose. So breathe in for the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Hold for 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to breathe out through the mouth for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. We'll do that a few more times. And as we're doing these exercises, I invite you to just check in with yourself. Notice how you feel before we start. Mindfully notice how you feel as we're doing the exercises. And also notice how you feel afterwards. Just notice if there's any changes. Did your body like that? Did you feel more relaxed? Did you feel better? Okay, so these are ways for you to get to know how and what helps your body to feel more at peace, relaxed, calm, centered, grounded. Okay, so let's do the 2 to 1 breathing exercise a few more times. So we're going to breathe in through the nose, breathe in for 3, hold for 3, out for 6. Okay. Okay, let's do that again. Breathe in for 3, hold, out for 6. Okay, let's do that a few more times. Breathe in for 3, hold, out for 6. Good. One more time. In. This time let's do 4. Breathe in for 4, hold for 4, out for 8. Okay, let's do that a few times. So that way we're challenging our lung muscles to really kind of hold the breath and to expel out the stale air. Okay, so let's breathe in for 4. So hold, out for 8. Good job. Okay, let's do that a couple more times. I'm purposefully waiting in between because I want to make sure you don't get lightheaded for those of you who may not be used to doing the 2 to 1 breathing exercise. So let's do a couple more rounds, counting to 4, holding for 4, breathing out for 8. So in for 4. Hold. Out for 8. Okay, very good. One more time. In for 4. Hold. Out for 8. So just take a moment right now and just check in with yourself and just notice how you feel. Maybe asking yourself that, did that help? Asking yourself, did you like it? Noticing maybe how your body feels. Does it feel less if it was tense before we started? Does it feel more relaxed? So just noticing how the body feels right now. Okay. All right. So the next exercise that we will do, we'll do a body scan exercise. We'll do a body scan exercise. The body scan exercise we'll be using, it's a guided meditation. I will invite you to close your eyes so you'll be less distracted. And if you notice that your mind wanders during the the body scan exercise, just know that it's normal. It's part of being human that our mind wanders. Our mind wanders because it's meant to keep us safe and alive. So it's always scanning, but it's good to kind of notice also when you're trying to pay a particular attention to something so that when your mind wanders, you're able to call it back. Okay. All right. So let's get started. I'm going to invite you to sit with your head over your heart and heart over your pelvis. And sitting nice and comfortably there on this chair or the sofa you're sitting on. And once again, so that you're less distracted, I invite you to close your eyes if you can. If you don't feel comfortable doing that, that's fine too. You could gaze down. Once again, it's just so that you're able to be less distracted. So let's begin with the breath. Breathing in through the nose slowly and out through the mouth. Just like before, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And in the next few breaths, as you take nice deep breaths in through the nose, noticing the coolness of the breath as it enters your nose, and then breathing out the warm breath as it leaves your mouth. Breathing in through the nose, staying with that cool breath as long as you can. And when you can't feel that cool breath any longer, breathing out through the mouth. Noticing the warmth of that breath as it leaves your mouth. Again, breathing in, noticing the cool breath, breathing out the warm breath. Now shifting your attention to the top of your head, just noticing the very top of your head. Bringing awareness to the very, very top of the head. Just staying curious, as if it's the first time you've ever noticed the very top of your head. And then moving the attention down to the forehead, noticing how your forehead feels, noticing if it's relaxed, noticing if that forehead area is full of thought, full of worries, just noticing it mindfully with no judgment, just being in tune and aware of what your body is doing right now. Moving down to the ears, both right and left ears. And just for a few moments, I invite you to just mindfully listen. Listen to the different sounds all around you, in your room, wherever you are. Listening for sounds, even listening for the breath. When you hear one sound, listen for another one. Keep listening, and if your mind wanders, just bring it back to listening for different sounds. Now shifting the awareness to the jaw, both sides of the jaw. Noticing how the jaw feels today. Noticing if there's any tension there. Noticing if it feels relaxed. Just noticing with beginner's eyes, beginner's mind, as if it's the very first time you've noticed how your jaw feels. Moving down to the neck and shoulders. Noticing how the neck and the shoulder feels. Noticing if there's any tension there. Noticing if one side feels differently from the other. Just noticing. Bringing mindful awareness with curiosity. Down to the elbows, shifting the awareness to the elbows, both right and left elbows. And if your arms, your elbows are resting on the chair, just noticing the connection between the elbow, the arm, on the chair you're sitting on, if it's resting on the arm of the chair. Noticing if there's how it feels. Does it feel cool, hard, warm? Just noticing all the different connections. Then moving to your wrists, both wrists. Mentally taking note of the very top of the wrist. And then maybe shifting the awareness from the top over to one side, underneath, going back up the other way, making almost like a bracelet around that wrist. Just noticing how the wrist feels today. And then the top of the hands, noticing the top of both hands, just the top of both hands. How does it feel today? And then maybe the palms, noticing the palms of your hands. Bringing awareness to the palms of the hands. And how about just the fingertips? Scanning down to the fingertips. Noticing the fingertips. All of the fingertips, just bringing awareness to all of the fingertips. And how about the whole hand, both right and left? Noticing the top part of the hands, the palms, All the fingers, the fingertips, bringing awareness to both hands. Noticing when you do pay attention to the hands, does it feel tingly? Does it feel the same? Can you feel any pulsation? Does it feel warm? Just bringing awareness to the hands. Now moving the attention to the chest, your upper chest and upper back. Noticing with the rise and fall of the chest as it accommodates the breath. Noticing when you take nice deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth, how the chest rises and falls. And noticing when you bring the breath down to your belly, how the belly goes up and down to accommodate that deep belly breaths. Breathing in through the nose, noticing how the abdomen, the belly, the stomach goes up and down to accommodate the breath. And let's bring the awareness to the back, mid back, low back, maybe the buttocks, noticing the connection between the back area to the chair you're sitting on. Just noticing the different touch points of your body against the chair you're sitting on. Noticing how the chair feels. Noticing if there's, how does the back feel sitting up against the chair, back of the chair. Just noticing. Noticing where you're sitting, your buttocks, how it's sitting on the chair you're sitting on. Just noticing that touch point as well. And if your hands are resting on the arm of the chair, or if it's sitting on your lap, noticing the connection between your hands and also your lap. And now let's bring awareness to our legs, our thighs, both thighs, noticing both thighs. Noticing both knees. Can you bring awareness to your kneecap? How does your kneecap feel today? And how does the area behind your knees feel today? And how does the right shin feel today? The right shin. And how does the left shin feel today? How about the left calf? How does the left calf feel today? And the right the right calf. How does that feel today? How do your ankles feel today? Just noticing your ankles. Bringing awareness to your ankles. The top of the feet. Noticing the top of the feet. How about your heels? Noticing your heels. The arch of your feet. Noticing all 10 toes. Can you bring awareness to all of your 10 toes? How about both feet? Noticing both feet. Bringing awareness to both feet. And now bring awareness to the whole body all at once. Can you bring awareness to your whole body all at once? From your head to your forehead, your ears, neck and shoulders, upper shoulders, upper arms, elbows, forearms, your wrists, your hands, your fingertips, your upper chest and upper back, your stomach, your mid back and low back, your pelvic region, your buttocks, your hamstrings, your thighs, your knees, your lower legs, both feet. Bring awareness to the whole body all at once. Now bringing the awareness to your forehead once again, to both eyebrows, to your eyelids, maybe your eyelashes, to your cheeks, to your mouth, to your tongue, to the very tip of your nose, bringing awareness to the very tip of the nose, your nostrils, bringing awareness to that breath as you take a deep breath in through the nose. Noticing the cool breath as it enters your nose and breathing out through your mouth. Noticing the warm breath as it leaves your mouth. In through the nose. And out through the mouth. And just breathe on your own for the next few breaths at your own pace. And as you're doing so, mentally checking in, noticing how your body feels. As you're taking nice, deep breaths at your own pace, noticing how your body feels now compared to when we first started. And when you're ready, slowly wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, come back to the room, come back to me, feeling more relaxed, more centered, more at peace. All right. There's one more exercise I'd like to do before we leave for the day. And I didn't mention it before, but it's an exercise that I sometimes like to add after I do a body scan exercise. I'm not sure if you were on before, but I used to do Mindful Mondays here at Tufts Medical Center for the staff. And sometimes I would have family members who are waiting for their family members who are having surgery. So I invite them in. So I do a 20-minute mindfulness body scan exercise, which is what you just experienced. We did about at least 20 minutes of body scan exercise, but I like to end it with a loving kindness meditation. And it's a self-compassion meditation that you could repeat over and over. And one of the reasons why I love it is because it's an intention that includes positive affirmation that includes yourself and others. And I invite you to repeat after me. You could say it out loud, or you could say it to yourself. You're all kind of muted, so definitely say it out loud. And one of the best ways to do this so that you remember to say it from the heart is if you put your hand over your heart. So that way you're reminding yourself that the words you're about to speak and say and repeat over and over again, it comes from the heart. So let's begin. So again, just repeat after me. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be safe and secure. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be safe and secure. May we be happy. May we be healthy. May we be safe and secure. We repeat that over and over again. So may I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be safe and secure. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be safe and secure. May we be happy. May we be healthy. May we be safe and secure. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be safe and secure. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be safe and secure. May we be happy. May we be healthy. May we be safe and secure. Again, allowing the words to come from the heart. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be safe and secure. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be safe and secure. May we be happy. May we be healthy. May we be safe and secure. May I be May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be safe and secure. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be safe and secure. May we be happy. May we be healthy. May we be safe and secure. Take a deep breath in and out. In and out. All right, so again, checking in with yourself, noticing how that particular practice made you feel. We just did a loving kindness meditation. You could do that by itself, or you could do it in conjunction or after a body scan meditation or after a breathing meditation. If you don't remember any of the phrases that we just did together, that's okay. You can create your own intention, because that's one of the beauties about this loving kindness meditation, is to say something that is more meaningful for you. Say something that you need most right now. So it could be, may I feel freedom. May I feel free. May I feel calm. May I feel secure. May I feel whatever it is that you need. You could just add that in. So that way you're really creating a loving kindness meditation that is that will feed your mind, body, spirit. And once again, one of the reasons why I love this meditation is not only are we added in this positive intention ourselves, because we're so conditioned to doing things for others, this meditation allows us to be a part of the equation. And then also we include the next person, and then we include everybody. So it's a very wonderful way to send positive affirmation to yourself and also out in the world. So does anybody have any questions with what we covered today? Just want to know, feel free to use the chat. I want to thank you all for being here. I'm going to be back in 2 weeks, and I'm hoping to have a speaker to join me. So that way we'll be learning from other people. Okay, great. Thank you, Maxine. All right. So yeah, so I'll be back next November 17th. And also be back twice in December. It'll be the 1st and the 3rd Tuesday in December, 10 o'clock to 11. And as you know, this is recorded. So if you missed part of it, that's fine. You could watch, you could rewatch it. If there's any exercises that you liked, feel free to watch that in the video. If there's anything that you want me to touch upon in the next programs, please let me know. So that way I know that it's really meeting your needs. I'd love to hear that. In the meantime, I want to thank you all for being with me during this time. Just, my message for today is, because the topic is on stress management, is to find ways to help reduce your stress. Find ways to take care of yourself, because, it's just a very, it's an interesting time that we're living in, but just know and remember how resilient you are. Every day is a new day, and that you're not alone. You're never alone. Always connect with others in your life, check in on them, and also, you've got your breath to help you feel centered and focused. So I want to thank you once again, and I hope to see you all on November 17th at 10 o'clock. Okay, so thank you. Thank you, everybody.